understand that I have MCTD, muscle
What is
connective
that?
tissue disease.
Ah,
And one of the things that trigger like lupus type symptoms is being exposed to UV and heat. Do you think
mm,
that, I don't know, I'm just wondering, since it's harder to burn or whatever, if it
mm,
would help me be able to be more active. Because I mean, before this happened,
mm.
our hobbies are kayaking, camping,
Oh,
fishing,
wow.
hunting, hiking, all outdoor stuff. And so from April till now, I've been indoors.
Oh, wow.
So I just kind of I have a hope now that maybe
Yeah.
Everglow might turn some things around.
I would
Maybe.
say try to be outside, see how you respond. I wouldn't go full day out,
Right.
out in the sun type of thing, but it protects against UV. So,
Wow.
yeah, give it a shot for
I'll
sure and
never be out
report
of
back to us.
Everglow.
Yeah, report back to us for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. Well,
Thank
hey,
you.
of course. Good morning. Happy Monday. Great to see everybody. How are you? Happy Christmas week. Man, can you guys believe it's Christmas already? Like it's right here. And I know many of you are probably traveling or you're preparing things or you're doing your last minute shopping. Does anyone still have shopping you need to do? Give me a wave or put a one in the comments if you got some left. Yeah, now we're shopping for some food and stuff. We're taking our family out to Big Bear, so the mountains, see some snow for the first time for the kiddos and all that. So I was just with my mom yesterday, and she's like, "Here's the list of food and everything." So I know this is the week. So this week there's of course holidays in the next week, so holidays are always fun. But at the same time, um, while the temperature may be cooling down, depending where you're on the world things are heating up in Partner Co. Like it's crazy. Next year is going to be the craziest year ever. So today is going to be important because we want to make sure that we're oriented through the holidays. How can you take advantage of it at the same time spending time with your loved ones and everything? That's of course priority. But who here wants to end 2026 with a bang going into 2020, sorry, 2025. I'm already in next year, right? 2025 for the bang into 2026. So welcome back to the IPA call. Today we're going to go through some mindset stuff. We're going to go through some directives towards how to maximize the body balance challenge, and then we're going to go into some IPAs. We got Pam Middleton, our IPA master, is going to be helping with that because a lot's been going on. You guys have been crazy at everything. So, a couple of quick announcements. We just put this up into the Warrior Movement Facebook page and also the chats and everything. So be very mindful because you don't want to miss a beat. There's a lot going on, but we have an altered schedule because of the holidays. But for this week, we're going to have this call tonight. All hands on deck. We'll talk about this more, but we got our body balance challenge for 2026. Who here's pumped to have a chance to win a trip to Maui? Unless you're Vanessa Fielden, who already won a trip to Maui, she'll win another one. She just wants to win it all, right? So this is open for everyone, prospects, customers, partners. The number one thing today to do is to drive people to this, and we're going to officially launch it. So that's going to be huge. Tomorrow night, you want to come back. We've been busy at work. I was just chatting with Danielle Singh, who here loves Danielle and everything she provides and everywhere. She sleeps and she dreams up content for us, like literally. So we're putting together some assets on how to just crush the body balance challenge. So tomorrow night, we're going to do one last tactical Tuesday where we're going to give you a board. We're going to give you scripts. We're like a whole thing on how to just make sure that the body balance challenge, you and your team takes full advantage of that. So you don't want to miss that. You don't want your people to miss that. But we're going to fully unveil everything. Today, we're tightening some cool things up. We're putting together things that no one else in PartnerCo has except for this team. And you're going to love it. Guys, we've done a body balance challenge for probably 14 years every year. We know how this works. We know how to crush it. We're the team that wins the most in the challenge. and also to leverage it as a business. So you want to make sure to do that. Also, this week we have a deadline for a Cash for Christmas contest. Who here has already put in some entries into this? Give me a wave or put a me in the comments below. We've already had a couple of winners. We've had Allison Britton, Peter Ho, and most recently Fran that just took the first 10 that get 10 entries into this, get $100 cash, partner code gear and swag. They're also getting a Connect ticket as well. So congratulations to all of them. You have 7 so far. Yeah, I have a lot. I hear a lot of people saying I'm just a couple away. These will be filled out. So the first 10 get the grand prizes, but we're going to do raffles. So everyone can be a part of the raffle, no matter how big, no how small. Highly encouraged to do this. So this will be the entry date for this is the end of Christmas. And then the 26th, we'll do a quick live and we'll do all the drawings of the winners and everything. So keep on running through the finish line. Guys, I'm telling you, as you're around family, as you're around friends during the holidays, people are happier. People want to invest in themselves, especially with the body balance challenge and everything. So this could be your shot right here. So take full advantage of that, and it's going to be so much fun, right? So we have that. We also have the schedule for the following week. So New Year week, we're going to have our Monday and our Tuesday as typical. Those weeks are going to be all about continuing to drive the body balance challenge, but also setting up for the new year as well. Friday, January 2nd, we will be back and we got to talk about goals. We got to talk about vision. And who here would like to actually know how to set a vision for your business and your life that actually works, right? Has anyone here, I'm just gonna raise my hand first on this question, but has anyone here ever set a goal before and a vision board or a New Year thing and it just didn't work? Right? You look at this, and you look at it, and it's like laughing at you, you know. So we're not gonna do that. We're gonna do it right, and we're gonna do it together. So come back for that on our IPA call that Friday. We're gonna do a lot of things. So just stay tuned, guys, in the groups and everything. We're gonna make sure that the announcements and out there and all of that. Okay. But what do you do during a time like this? And we were meeting with our officers and above just the last week. And as we've been meditating a lot on this past year, guys, it's been nuts. This team just went from like basically formulating to being top of the world, right? This year's been filled with just successes like crazy. There have been so many new partners in our family. There's been so much I can't even start naming names. Like there's just been a lot of things going on. And the company itself is going into momentum. This year in 2026, you're going to see all of us be loud and proud. Like I have never seen a corporate team work so hard. Guys, if you think we work hard, just hang out with the execs that we have. They are like doing every single thing to make sure 2026 is stacked. This is the year that Partner Co, you're going to see us be everywhere. And what that means is a rising tide will carry all ships. Who here wants 2026 to be your year and not 2027 or 2028, right? And as we're thinking about these things, we're thinking, what do we need to do to actually take advantage? Because you will not have another opportunity like what Partner Co is right now for the rest of your life. This is one of those key moments that you catch a company that's literally going into momentum, and you happen to be here. We happen to be here at the beginning of that. Okay. And what we were talking to the officers and above was this. There's 3 words they're going to hear us talk about all the time. And they all start with an S. So I wonder if this will be interesting to you. If you want to optimize your next year, number 1, we want to simplify things. Keep it simple, Sally. Kiss. Simple is what's gonna win. We have the most amazing systems in the world, guys. Our boards work, our scripts work, our color block posts work, our machine works, our onboard, everything works. Just keep it super simple. Number 2, we want to systemize everything. You want to make sure that what you do is something that can be duplicated to other people. to scale around the world. We don't have to be fancy. We already got it all, guys. We spent this last year trying and creating and doing a lot of things. Now we can just put it all, it's already there. Now we just have to make sure that we keep that as well. And the last thing is to scale. So to simplify, to systematize, and to scale. And I want you to really start to imagine that. Who here was on John Wadsworth, our owner, did an amazing call this weekend. Was in yeah, you're on that. I don't know if you heard in his story, but he talked about his network marketing journey. He spent first 4 months in network marketing, getting zero, talking to 100 people a day, getting zero. And then he found one person that helped him systematize things and went to 5,000 people in 4 months. And within a year went to 50,000 people and did, get this, $100 million of sales in his first year of business. I just want you to think what that would do for you in your life. If you even get a percent of that, imagine that. And he ended up doing $3 billion worth of Noni, and now he's our owner. So what was it? It was those three S's that we just talked about. So let's talk about some of these systems that there are. Okay. We have the best systems in the world, but all of that doesn't matter unless you have the ground personal development to drive it. I believe the biggest thing that's going to hold us back in this next year is just ourselves. And I want to get out of my own way. Anyone else agree with that? We know we're our worst enemy, right? So especially on Monday, these are like motivation, mindset Monday types of things. I want to share with you an audio that changed my life. I'll play a part of it today, but I've listened to this literally over 1,000 times. One of the biggest challenges that we're all going to face in this next year is distraction. Too many voices. We get it's too easy to access information. But if information was all it took to change our lives, we'd all be multi bajillionaires. Back in the day, you had to go seek information. You had to go buy information. Now you just turn on YouTube, you can find anything that there is. But when I first got introduced to network marketing, and I was a broke, shy college student that had no idea what to do, my mentors talked about this gentleman named Jim Rohn. And they're like, you should go invest in yourself and go do personal development. I'm like, I'm a 19-year-old college kid. I'm like, I don't want to listen to someone else. I just want to listen to some party music or something, right? It's like, who listens to this stuff? Started listening to it. It changed my life. And I remember I was hanging around some of my other friends. They're like, isn't that what old people listen to? And I'm like, I want to get paid like a mature person, So, but it changed my life. And still to this day, I was listening to it again yesterday. I'm like, gosh, Jim Rohn is timeless. But I wonder, there's a difference of what we hear and what we implement. And a challenge that I have for you during, especially this next month, is every Monday, I'm going to start going through this audio. It's only 1 hour long, but I want to break it apart. And I want to show you, and we'll have leaders show you, how to actually take in information and apply it so it changes your life. Because information by itself doesn't do anything, it's application in itself. But this is the year that you want to make sure you work harder on yourself than you do on anything else, because you bring you everywhere that you go. And we know we have the systems, we know we have the groundwork, we know we have the momentum going on, but we have to make sure that we unleash that inner champion that's within each and every single one of us. Okay. So I'm curious, put a 1 in the comments if you've ever listened to this audio before by Jim Rohn called Building Your Network Marketing Business. Put a 2 if you've never heard it before. It's beautiful. It's powerful. It is life-changing. This was in my hand-me-down car from my parents all the way to, we had a Bentley before. It was in our Bentley. This changed our life for forever. So I'm going to play a couple of minutes of this and probably pause and break some things down. And you can find this now on YouTube. Back of the you gotta go, buy it. But yeah, Katie said here's the link. So let's listen to some of this, and then we'll break some things down. So here is Mr. Jim Rohn. There's an intro, and then I'll go into it.
Welcome to Building Your Network Marketing Business with Jim Rohn. Mr. Rohn has been hailed over the years as one of the most influential thinkers of our time, as well as a major influence to an entire generation of personal development trainers and speakers. Jim has been described as a master motivator by Mark Victor Hansen, a national treasure by Vic Conant, one of the most profound thinkers and mind-expanding individuals of our time by Les Brown, and an extraordinary human being and mentor by Anthony Robbins. Jim Rohn has been sharing his success philosophies and principles for over 37 years, with more than 5,000 audiences and 3 million people worldwide. He is the recipient of the coveted CPAE Award from the National Speakers Association for excellence in speaking, and is the author of over 18 books, audio, and video programs. So now, let the man who has influenced so many help you to invent your future. Here's Mr. Jim Rohn.
It is so much fun to travel the world, especially for me, farm boy from Idaho. I didn't have many skills when I first awakened to the opportunity that, you could work for pay. I knew how to milk cows, but, that was about it, and it didn't pay very well. But when I was introduced to network marketing, health and nutrition, a marketing system where I could start at the bottom, go to the top, and start part-time, it literally revolutionized and changed my life forever. I've never been the same. And a big share of my story now is sharing with people around the world this extraordinary opportunity. And then along with it, the philosophy that makes it work. Because you can have every technique in the world and the best product in the world, and you can have the finest support system in the world, but unless you have the philosophy that drives you to do the necessary things to make it work, then nothing works. So I like to talk about all the things that made it work for me and see if that might not be valuable for someone else.
Boom. All right. Already so much gold. Like literally, this is one of those things you can keep on listening to and you get something there. And I wonder if any of that hits you so far. But first, I think about his pedigree. I think about that background. I think Jim Rohn was worth 300 million at the time of his passing. He's been passed away for like 20, 30 years, right? So talk about legacy. He's mentored Tony Robbins, who's mentored people like Ed Mylett, and literally like the godfather of personal development. But something that's so powerful that I settled on there was you can have the best product in the world. Who here agrees we're the best products ever, right? Like, of course, okay? He talked about you can have the best systems and tools. Who here agrees we have the best systems and the tools? I mean, bar none. But if you're sitting here right now thinking about your 2025 and you're thinking, man, what do I need to change in order to do more and to achieve more in 2026? It's not getting a better tool. This is where a lot of people go off. And you're going to see network marketing is really fun and interesting when you're in the land for a while because you see patterns. And one unfortunate pattern that happens a lot in 2025, and this is with anything in life, but especially network marketing I've seen, is you'll see people make announcements. Guys, I just found the latest thing, like, oh my gosh, I've been struggling for a while, and here is the next shiny object, right? They jump to another opportunity. It's like every single holiday, it's almost expected because what happens is times slow down and they think that it's the opportunity that's an issue. But if people are still making money in this, which they are, that's not the opportunity that's an issue. It's them that's the issue. But specifically, what about them? It's what Jim Rohn said, it's the philosophies. The philosophies are what you believe. The philosophies are the bedrock of all of your belief systems. Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. And I remember when I first heard this, I never knew that I could change my philosophies. I thought I was just who I was. I knew I was shy. I knew I was a follower. I knew I could never do well in entrepreneurship. Guess what my results were like with those beliefs? Not much. And then I got introduced to Jim Rohn, and I'm like, oh, you can change that? Whoa. So you start to doubt your doubts and you start to really relook at the foundation. And I want us all to really think to ourselves, what are our philosophies in some of the key areas of our lives, you know? So we'll talk about that as we continue to go through Jim Rohn. Probably play through just like one of these or something.
So I want you to take some good notes. If you're ready to take notes, say, I'm ready. I like this crowd already. Treat me well, I might take you with me as my traveling audience. Now, here's the next key on being prepared for the next century, and that is your personal philosophy. At age 25, the things that so dramatically changed my life was, number one, the discovery of a unique product that I could believe in. My mother taught nutrition, and she taught good health, so I was the beneficiary of that. It came from my grandmother, my grandfather, passed it on to my mother. She taught it, passed it on to me. My father never had a major illness, lived to be 93. My mother extended her life, according to the doctor, at least 20 years. She should have died at least 20 years earlier than she did, simply because she stretched out those years by the study of good nutrition. I was an only child, and Mama studied and, mixed up all that stuff back then. She'd say, hey, me and Papa and her, she said, drink this stuff. If it don't kill us, I think it'll help, and we're gagging down this stuff. And Mama taught all of that, but the payoff was so incredible. I passed it on to my two daughters. They've never been ill. They passed it on to their children, my grandchildren. They haven't been ill. I mean, the study of good nutrition, paying attention, and being involved in the industry you're in, it's one of the best. So, that's so important. Your personal philosophy, what you believe in, that's going to carry you into the next century. Let me give you now some of the early philosophies that changed my life forever. I heard one of them in my introduction. Some of these philosophies have lived with me now all of these years. I've passed them on, and people have come back around saying, Mr. Rohn, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 35 years ago, I sat in your class and sat in your seminar, and those early things that you taught, I've practiced it and I'm doing it. A man not long ago showed me notes he took 23 years ago. And then he had me sign those notes. He said, I've used these notes to develop my life, my personal life, and my business life. And when he took those notes, he said, I was 18 years old. So it's incredible. I'm so thankful for all these years. But now I want to pass it along to you. Some of the philosophies that changed my life forever. Okay? If you're ready, say I'm ready. Ready. Here's the first one. Profits are better than wages. Once I understood that, I got rich. Profits are better than wages. Nobody taught me that in high school. I went to college for a year and a half. I never heard it. I'm 25 and broke. I'm not destitute. I'm broke. Too much month at the end of the money is broke. And I finally hear this philosophy. Profits are better than wages. Now here's the phrase that goes with it. Wages make you a living, which is fine. Profits make you a fortune, which is superfine. And you can live both fine and superfine. You've now got the mechanism and the ways and means to do that.
Okay, I'll just pause there for now. I know everyone's like getting into it now. You're like entranced by it's Jim Rohn's like Idaho accent. It just gets to you. But I just want to settle on that. Like, did anything hit you? Like, put a word in the chat on something that you're feeling or you're thinking now. Like I've heard that saying, profits are better than wages, right? And he says that you can live fine or super fine. Both are great, right? We're not saying people have to be an entrepreneur. But if you want your results to change, if we want our results to change, we have to really evaluate that philosophy. Do we believe that profits are better than wages, right? And who here would want to live not just fine, but super fine? Right? Put a 1 in the comments if you're like, super fine sounds super good for me. Right? And that means freedom. And that means flexibility. That means abundance. That means living not just enough or paycheck to paycheck. Maybe this is the year for you to finally say, enough is enough. I'm tired of just worrying about credit card debt. I'm tired of worrying about paycheck to paycheck. I'm tired of living under bare subsistence. And it doesn't have to be that way. But if we make the decision, then we have to think to ourselves, well, do we actually believe that profits are better than wages? And here's a check I had to check for myself. It's easy to say that we want something and be super excited when, like we're in a really cool training like this. But when a personal philosophy really is expressed when stress is high. They say that when you squeeze a bottle of toothpaste, that's when you see what comes out. And you know what I think to myself is financial stress. Who here's been through financial stress before? I know you're like worrying. You're like, oh my gosh, where's it going to come from? All of that. Somehow we always figure it out, right? We always figure it out. And yet I have to ask myself, in that time, do I actually believe that profits are better than wages? And what I mean by that, if my subconscious, this is what held me back for a long time. I had all the skills, I had the best systems, I could work hard. And yet my money was always stuck at like, my income and business was always stuck at like $1,000 a month maximum. I just couldn't get to more. And I'm like, why can't I do it? And to be honest, it was because my philosophy hadn't changed. And I actually subconsciously said, no, I'd rather just find a good, nice, cushy job, paid me nice benefits. And if I can find that, then who wants to do business? But it wasn't until the pain of a lack of freedom exceeded the pain of what it took to actually master and do well in this. If I'm to be very honest with you, my mind said, well, it's too hard to do well in business. It's too risky. I don't think I can do it. So I know I can do a job and just, yeah, I was always looking for that other easier way out. Here's the truth. Entrepreneurship is hard, right? Here's the truth. It's going to break you down. Here's the truth. You're going to feel like you're quitting. You want to quit like every single day sometimes. Here's the truth. You're going to get rejected. And it is something that people don't understand. It is easier to get a job at first. But you know what's harder? Staying in a job that you're not satisfied with, having someone tell you what to do, hoping you're going to retire and you can't retire one day. Wanting to spend more time with your family, but needing to wait for your boss to give you more time off, and you can't get that time off. Here's what's hard. When you want to live somewhere, but you can't afford it, so you have to go move somewhere else or go lower your standard of living. Here's what's hard. Wanting to give more to your family or a need, but you can't afford it because you're stuck in a job that only pays you so much, with taxes eating away, with inflation eating away, with all of that. That's hard. And there's a saying, choose your hard. And when I finally realized that no matter what job I get, I can be the most amazing neurosurgeon in the world. If I get paid $1,000 an hour, who here that sounds great, right? This is why I don't coach, by the way, right? I'm nothing against any. This is why I don't do coaching as a primary. I've had people pay me $10,000 for coaching, and that sounds nice. But you know what? It sucks because that's still time for money. And when I finally made the decision that I want to live super fine, not just fine, and that a profit in a business like this, that if you build it right, can scale and actually give you a recurring income where you can have time and impact. When I finally realized that this was the best way to achieve freedom in our lives, that's when all the excuses went out the door. And I said, I'm going to go all in mentally. I'm not saying quit your job or quit other things. You need ways to make money. A job is great for a temporary source of income to fuel your multi-million-dollar dream. But I said, my business is becoming my primary, meaning it's what I thought about every day. It's what I obsess about every day. All my excuses turn to zero, and I focus on mastering this thing. It's like what John Wadsworth said. No matter what, he burned the boats, right? 4 months. Can you imagine going 4 months with getting zero, talking to 100 people a day? I don't know about you, but I think most people would quit. But you know what? He had a bigger dream, and he built a $100 million business in a year. Probably the biggest decision holding most of us back is we haven't made that deep committed decision in our philosophy. We don't actually believe this business can pay you what you want it to pay, because of other experiences, because of what you've seen in the past, because of your own self-doubts, because of limiting beliefs. Can I just be real with us today? It's like, that's when I listen to Jim Rohn, that's what I checked in myself on. And when I finally made that decision, we have not turned back. That's why we will never lose, because losing is not in the vocabulary. One last thing. Not quitting is not the same as winning. Not quitting is not the same as winning. I'm praying that this is the year that those of us that are really good at not quitting move one step further to winning. Saying, this is the year I win. This is the year my family deserves what they need. This is the year that they look at mommy, they look at daddy, they look at grandma, and they're like, we have a winner in our family. And we can all make that decision now. But it's that personal philosophy. Profits are better than wages. And I'm declaring that I'm done with living just fine. I'm going to live super fine. Because why not? Why not me? And it can be for you. So, Jim Rohn, so powerful. Who here is still with me? Give me a wave or put a me in the comments below. This is how I take notes on personal development, from a 2-minute audio. So my encouragement is continue to just listen to one thing. Here's my homework for everyone, especially during these holidays. Take 5 minutes a day or an hour, whatever you want, and listen to just this one audio on repeat and aim to really internalize it. Guys, I've listened to it 1,000 times, and every time I'm still getting something new from it because you're different every single time. But for me, I'm getting to work hard on me. I know I need to get to another level of me in order to achieve the next goals that we have as well too. But if we all commit to doing that together and we're all honest with each other and we grow together, there is no reason why we cannot just absolutely crush it this next year. Does that make sense? All right, cool. So with that, Pam, I know I'm eating up all your time, but it's so important that we do this. Now that we have that philosophy, who here is willing to, for now, say, I do want to live super fine. I do want this next year to be the year. I do want my profits to actually be better than wages in outcome, not just in mindset, right? So taking that philosophy, that's now with that decision, that's why I need to drive this promo. Now I take it into action. We have 2 things that Jim Rohn said. Number 1, Jim Rohn said, we're in health and nutrition. And he literally changed people's lives and extended their lives by 20 years. Who here believes that people's lives can extend by 20 years by using our amazing products? Right? So, I mean, we're all doing it here. So he said, we have a gift that we can share, which we absolutely can. We also have this opportunity with this body balance challenge to go share that gift with other people and be able to build up your business and your future as well too, so you can live super fine. So when I think this, I'm like, well, what's the most strategic thing to do right now? The thing to do today is to drive every single person, North America specifically, to the body balance challenge call. So I want to bring all my prospects. I want to bring all my customers. I want to bring all my teammates. I want to bring absolutely everybody to this so that they can hear this. Okay. I have to become a master promoter, which is one of the skills Jim Rohn will talk about in building your network marketing business to master. So what is a good way? Good script. There's so many different things we can do. But one thing, and I want you to think about it, Katie, like, you know what to talk to people about. It's the same invite. It's the same thing, but it's just, what do I need to talk to someone about? But one homework for everyone to do. I love watching Danielle right now. Danielle's she's been trialing a lot of things, but one thing you can do is a simple color block post of some type. So I'd encourage us to do something like this. All right, maybe it's something like, she said, join me in Maui. January 5th starts a new body balance challenge, simple meal plans, recipes, guided workouts, real accountability. Winner wins an all expenses paid trip, luxury trip for 2 to Maui. Say Maui. That's pretty good, right? Something else I might do, I might be like, I'm joining a challenge. I'm joining a challenge to get healthy and win a trip to Maui. Who wants to do this with me? Something simple. But today I'd encourage some simple color block post and just to get it out there on your social, put it on your stories, start getting the buzz out there if you haven't already. Okay. And then from there, privately, I'd be messaging your customers, your prospects, those that have been on the fence, your partners, and drive them to this call. What would my invite be? Katie, I know we talked about health before. I'm actually joining this challenge to be in my best shape ever. There's going to be accountability, simple meal plans, recipes, and we have a chance to win a trip to Maui. There's a call happening today to talk about the details. If I could link you to it, would you be down to hop on? Something like that. So I'm just going to take Danielle's script and then add a question to it to have people come on. Whether they can make it on the live call, great. If they can't, great. We're going to have tomorrow, we're going to unveil our boards and you can see all the other assets that we have as well too. But today, my target is let me make sure that I can start to get people out there and into this call. And if you plug and promote that, you're going to see how this is going to help you like crazy. Okay. Any questions on today's assignments and what we want to focus on? Okay. Pam, we don't have much time, but I know you must have an IPA or someone has an IPA. I'd love to go through maybe one IPA. What's something you've done or been seeing, Pam? We'll go to
Well,
Dr.
for
Cassie.
me, thanks. Oh, good. I'm so glad. I'll make mine super quick. Well, first I want to say what an IPA is. If you're new to this call, can you put a 1 in the chat if this is your first IPA? Let me know. But what is that? An IPA stands for income producing activity. It's any action that directly generates income or leads to sales in your business. It's about focusing on what drives results, like reaching out to new prospects. It could be following up with leads, sharing your product or opportunity, closing a sale, so much more. Keep it simple. James talked about the KISS. Keep it simple, silly, and leave out the story. Only share what directly generated income, what you did, what you said, and the exact verbiage you used. Focus on an action that moved the needle, and let's just go. So we're excited to hear from all of you. I see there's 2 hands. I'm going to do mine super quickly. Mine is a young lady she's never ever responded to a post. She responded and said, I need these drops. Do they help with diabetes? I answered her question. And on Friday, after she saw the videos, hooked her up with the machine. She looked at it and she says, I'm ready. Let's do this. I'm like, hop on a call with her, explained, made it connect for her, explained how it's low glycemic index, etc. And she signed up. She wants to be a brand partner. That's it. So no IPA is too small. Everything that leads to sale, that leads to that money in your pocket, send her a link, and that was it. So Dr. Cassie would love to hear yours. Go ahead.
Hello. Okay, so mine started out October 29th of 2024. Okay, so she asked, I believe, about the company that I was like, what I was doing. So just lots of love on like stories, her posts. Fast forward to when I did my first drop talk with James and Gina Hallmark. In February of this year, I invited her to that. And then there's been lots of invites of just random check-ins. She happened to see my most recent Blitz, I believe. I didn't ask her for sure, but she asked me like pricing. It was more for her son-in-law, who's needing to cut weight and his BMI to be able to enlist in the military. So then I offered to put her in a 3-way chat, actually a 4-way chat for her son-in-law to talk to Peter Ho, just because I figured that would be able to be more relatable because Peter's younger and he cut weight pretty quickly. Nothing has even really come of the four-way, but we do have the four-way chat, and I put my machine link in there for her son-in-law. And then she was asking me if they bought the 3-pack from me from my special, if they could come and order more later because she was considering starting the drops as well. So I gave her a voice memo of just, different options that she could go ahead and sign up on the machine link and that she would get that information. So I ended up selling a 3-pack to her. I also gave them information of just supporting products. So she actually went on again today and ordered Advantage. So there's more to
Amazing.
that's the basic.
Yes, yes, yes. Keeping it simple. I love that. So she did respond. It took her a long time. I think that's the key here, you guys. When you say I don't have much action, nobody's responding to my post, or they look at my lifestyle post and they comment, but they don't comment on that. It doesn't matter. You brought those eyes to your post, and they did see it, especially when you put it into your stories and it goes along. So what she did is took a long time. It's going to take a long time. You plant those seeds and they get watered and then they grow later. And you got on a 3-way. That was instrumental, 4-way, because it's not always about hearing us. They want to hear something relatable to them, and that other person can help you to do that for it. So you followed the system, it led to business, and now she's ordering other products because did you put her in the Drop Revolution?
He is in the Drop Revolution as well,
Yes.
too. Yes.
Yeah. So she's going to see so much more. Yes. So let's drive her to that call tonight and get her super excited about joining this challenge.
Yeah.
Jolene, I see you, and I know that you're taking it out. So I would like, you're taking this out in prayer. So before you start, I just want to let you say what you have, and then we'll go right into prayer after that. So for those of you who want to stay on, please stay on. If you don't, no worries. It's no obligation. If you want to turn your cameras off, whatever works for you. Thank you, Jolene, and take us out.
So we had the drop talk on Thursday, and it had been the last week of school. So things were crazy, and I felt like I did not get as many invites out as I wanted to. And I'm going to just say consistency is key. We have been so consistent with my posting. And so I had a gal reach out to me. She's like, hey, I really want the free drops, but I know somebody else who I think is doing the same thing, but I don't know. I said, well, just jump on the call, try to win the drops. We'll see. She comes back to me right after, like we no sooner shut down the call. She's like, I'm in. I don't know what I want, but I'm in. And I'm like, okay. So we kind of chatted a little bit, and she ended up kind of wavering between the 1-pack and the 3-pack. And I was like, well, here's the deal. I listed out the prices. So I gave her all the retail prices for the 1 and the 3. Then I gave her a subscription for 1 and 3. And then right now we're just kind of doing a little holiday sale, not really posted, but anybody who has like reached out to us. And we said, well, here's our holiday sale to the new year. And she's like, huh, okay. Let me get back to you. She no sooner, like, I'm like, okay, no big deal. We're out doing our family thing. She comes back, she goes, I want the 3-pack. And I need your link because I have this, and this. And I'm like, okay, all right. So she did get the 3-pack, and we're setting up a delivery. While we were doing this transaction, we were actually delivering another pack to somebody else who had seen it. So yeah, so
Wow.
good things, excited. It's just consistency is key. And that's the
Yes.
one thing that I've noticed is as long as we're consistent, that's where the follow-up is. Like it's going to happen. It may not happen right when we do it, but consistency is key.
Amazing. That's it. Follow this system. It works. And you got your name in for the raffle. So congratulations on that. And go ahead.
I got to do all that.
Yeah, oh my gosh. For those of you who aren't, who I see somebody who's like, who has 7, you guys are super close. If you don't get your name into that raffle, the only person you're hurting is yourself. So get your name in. These gifts are for anybody. If you have just one, it doesn't matter. If you have 21, it doesn't make any difference. Get your names in and take advantage, because why? We're in it together because we're better together. So thank you, Jolene. Please go ahead and take us out.
All right. So I was kind of doing a little devotion this morning, and it was on actually the Christmas story, Zachariah and Mary, and the difference between the two of them and how they both were visited by Gabriel, both were told that they were going to eventually have sons. And Zachariah's response was exactly the same as Mary's. But why was Zachariah quieted? And why was Mary's not? And it came in the second part of Mary's statement. And I just want to read it to us so that way we can set ourselves up for a Merry Christmas. She responds with, I am the Lord's servant. May everything you said. First, she responds with, well, how can this happen? And Zachariah said the same thing. How could this happen? And it was in her second response that I am the Lord's servant. May everything you said about me come true. And then the angel left her. And so, as we're sitting here and we're going into this holiday season, we can sit here and go, okay, God, but am I really like, am I really the one who's supposed to reach out to this person? Is it really me? I'm not good enough. I'm not a Pam. I'm not a James. But it really needs to come down to I am the Lord's servant. May everything you have said about me come true. And he has said so many things about us, and we can spend so long sitting here going through all the things that he calls us, but he does call us to be servants and to reach out to people. So I just want to leave you with that. Let's have a Merry Christmas and go forth with an attitude of consistency and servanthood. Father God, we come before you this morning and we just thank you that we have this opportunity to talk business and faith, and that you have given us a group that truly sets aside this time to come to your throne in the morning, where we have this first 10% of our day, well, for some of us, this first 10% of our day to really focus on what you've called us to. I do not believe that any of us are here by accident, but your divine anointing and appointing to put us here at this place for such a time as this. You have called us all to be here with Partner Co. because you have people that we need to reach. So we ask that you put them in our path, that we may serve them, that you will lead and guide our conversations over the holidays, that we will be able to share your truth and your best gift that you've ever given us, in your son, to come down to be a man amongst us, to put aside his godhood so he could live a life and ultimately be our sacrifice. And so we just thank you for that. We thank you for this company. We thank you for the vision that they have. We ask that we continue to steward this gift of health and wellness well, and that we will take it out and just serve others with it. And so we just thank you. We dedicate this day to you. We ask that you go before our holidays, bring us all back tomorrow to get our Tactical Tuesdays lined up, and then be with us over the holidays, bringing us back together next week. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Amen.
Amen.
Merry
Thank you,
Christmas.
Jolene.
Amen.
Amen.
Christmas,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Amen.
God bless you. Have a great week.
Thank you,
Have a
everybody.
blessed day.
Wednesday.
Thanks, Pam. Thanks, Jolene.
Night.
Thanks, Sam. Good night.